Alright, I guess you can start. Yo, good luck time, everyone. Welcome to a new edition of Nifty Island's Founders Campfire. I'm your host for the night, Six God, and we also have ZK with us. And we got our founders, Charles and Sam, joining us tonight. So tonight it's gonna be a full vibe. Think of it as a game night or an AMA, and a weekend hang on roll into one. So you can ask questions, drop suggestions, and share feedback. And feel free to do it in the chats or talk in the VC. So if this is your first time here, don't be shy. You can hop in and just hang around with us. So Idle Link has already posted other community announcements, so make sure you load it in right now. And a quick reminder, we will be giving out 3,000 blooms to 5 winners tonight and 4 legendary pistols. All you have to do is take a screenshot in-game during the event, post it on X and tag Nifty Island. If you get picked, we'll check the tweet, so make sure it's up. And guys, listen up. This is really important because tonight is a warm-up. We're going to talk Nifty 2.0, the vision for it, the prize world, the token, outfit. But a full alpha drop, every detail you actually want, that will happen in our next campfire, probably in 1 to 2 weeks from now. So tonight we set the table for it. In 2 weeks, we will serve the full meal. So get in your calendar now, 1 or 2 weeks. That's the most exciting campfire you'll ever be to. Probably next week. All right, now let's check in with Charles. Charles, we're standing at the edge of something big right now. How are you feeling heading to Nifty 2.0?
Hey, yeah, we're feeling really good. We're feeling really good. We're super close. So this is the last campfire we'll have where we're kind of being like, oh, we can't quite tell you yet, and it's almost here. I'd say like think about like June 15th, we'll have another campfire. And at that one, we're not only gonna like share with you guys what to expect, but we'll let you guys experience and play the new version. So basically, and then about 1 week after that, we're going to do kind of full public release, and we're really excited about what we've got. It's as I said before, like our intention with this is like a full, like biggest relaunch we've done since open beta. I think some of you will be surprised at like some of the scale of companies and partners that we have supporting the launch. It's going to be like a very full effort release. And we hope it makes a lot of the things we've been working on finally all click together in a way that's ready to grow, and that also monetizes well and allows creators to earn. So the short version of it I'll give you is like the next release will turn the game into the ultimate prize world built by its players. We're really leaning into being almost like a kind of wholesome Vegas. If Roblox is Six Flags, we're kind of like a very wholesome Vegas. And I think you guys will be I think you'll enjoy it. And it'll be a lot of fun. So we're really close to that. As I said, it's like, probably about Monday, June 15th, we'll probably do another one of these. We'll be wanting you guys, our like most loyal and awesome, players and creators to play and help us figure out any last minute breaks, anything that needs to be improved for this to be ready for prime time. And then about a week later, we'll go full blast, and there'll be some pretty amazing partners supporting the game and the release, helping it get a lot of traction. There's going to be like a full revamp of island tokenomics that comes with this. It'll be a lot. It's we've been cooking this for a while, and it's really just about ready. And one thing I'd ask of you guys just now, if you feel like it, obviously no pressure in any of this, but we love to have the support of your game. Is for this next campfire when it happens, I'd really recommend if you have like friends who maybe played Nifty in the past but dropped off, or someone you think might like Nifty but's never tried it. Someone who you feel like maybe someone who you feel has an audience who loves creating, who loves spreading the word about new products. That next campfire is going to be the one to bring them. So if everyone here can bring, a handful of people, and we really stack that, we're going to be reaching out to old supporters too and bringing it in so that campfire is super well attended. And I'm considering that group like the inner circle that is going to hear and get to test everything early. And then from there, once we do the public release a week after that, it's going to be like a really strong initial cohort that kind of already knows how things work. There's going to be opportunities to earn by referring people and growing the game that are new and interesting, I think. And I think everyone will be kind of well equipped to support the launch at that time. So, once again, always appreciate everyone who's been with us for such a long time. Next release is very soon. And you guys are going to get your hands on it first. And we really would recommend if there's anyone you know who might want to re-engage with Nifty and might want to kind of be in that inner circle that's pushing it at release, hit them up. Like you can say to them, you
Yeah.
know, okay, they're really about to drop the next thing. Come on in. No pressure, but would definitely love for people to do that.
Yeah,
Charles,
I'll just chime in
Yeah, go
real
ahead.
quick to say, like, we'll be looking for some people to help us create some cool content for the launch. Like in terms of islands and games and stuff like that. So if you know anyone like that, especially, feel free to have them reach out to us directly. There's a few people here for sure. We'll be asking and giving a little bit of upfront details on that. But creators, we'll want creators for that first week to start building stuff up for the full launch.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. We're going to be doing a lot to re-engage a lot of our partners with the release. And so like there's going to be some really new types of islands that you can build. And there may be, you know, a good avenue here too is building some for yourself. There might be room to build some for some of like the bigger names in crypto and outside of crypto. So yeah, if you want to do some building, not only just making the island cool, but scripting and using new functionality that hasn't been seen before, that is a big help. It's a good one to shout out.
Wait, yo, Charles, like, are we also saying that next Founders Campfire is not just something that we're talking about? Oh, final that are we gonna get to try something out from the new?
Yes, that's the yes. So that is the goal, and I think that and we have every intention of doing that. So next Campfire goal is that you know, we're actually playing this all together, not just talking about it. So yeah, that's right.
All right.
Yeah, just to clarify there, that's like this initial week, we're going to be going heavy on like, you know, there's always like some issues that crop up once we go to production. So it's going to be like heavy on fixing that stuff immediately and preparing it for the public launch. Like that's kind of the purpose of this initial launch week. You guys will get a chance to build some stuff, get an early look at you know, the next like shape of the platform, and we'll be just like fixing stuff up and being like very hands-on with people creating and using the new stuff.
I should create a new emoji
Exactly.
for June 15. He is like the next 117.
So true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah,
true.
Zach, your turn. From the dev side, what's the vibe right now with the build right now as 2.0 comes together? Almost there.
You know, it's more crazy than last time you asked, and the next Campfire is going to be even more crazy, and the one after that we're just going to be chilling. Just kidding. It's going to be probably crazy still. So I don't know. You know, we're ramping up for a release, so dev side is we're pulling everything together here, testing stuff. And, we're doing the last of our internal testing and play tester testing. Still a bunch of stuff to fix up, and then yeah, like I said, once we go to production, we've bought a little bit of time to, you know, make sure everything's good on mainnet, larger player quantities, real island builds, all this like weird stuff that crops up. So yeah, we are in testing mode.
Lovely. Just send. We should have kept it June 17 just to keep the 17.
I wish we. I love the idea, and I hate to say it, but all whimsy is going to be subordinate to getting this thing out here. We're in a kind of we must do it. We've been trying to get this out for so long, and I think you'll see why it was difficult when we release it, because the stuff we're releasing has not been done before. I haven't seen it anywhere quite like what we're doing. So yeah, when it comes out, you'll be like, okay, I can see why this was difficult, because it's gonna introduce not only like a new type of gameplay in Nifty, but like a new mode of creation too. So it's gonna be really cool, and I would love, yeah. I would do the 17th if it didn't feel so urgent to get it out on the 15th, because we want to get it publicly out on, you know, like say the 22nd. And so every day is going to be us finding things together that are a little bit broken, and Zach's going to have his hands full trying to make it right, you know, before then. In the meantime, I'm getting everyone fired up that we can. All right, we're like biggest partners in the space to push it and make sure this feels like, you know, a major release. So that's the goal. Yeah, we're going to give it a real good go.
Well, as y'all are saying, is this an internal testing for for basically all our community members right now, or it's going to be available to public from 15? How does it work? Like, is it
So
for holders or what?
Yeah, it'll be available to everybody, but we won't be marketing it basically at all. So
Mhm.
it's going to be, and we'll start marketing it the next week. So we kind of just want the internal, just the internal community, the
Yeah.
close knit community, and people who have been following here. Maybe a few revitalized creators looking at it, and we can get a little chatter going. You know, it's okay. We're not going to like have people under NDA, but we're going to start, ramping up like marketing spend and et cetera the next week. So
Yeah.
don't expect it to be a little quiet. We hope it's a little quiet because we're really like just trying to get stuff in order for, we don't want to like get people in there and stuff's breaking. So we want the internal community who's like been with us building, like, some things are going to go wrong on the first launch, and we're going to get those all fixed up for the official launch. That's the plan.
Are we gonna see the whole tier on the 15th or just a bit of it?
Yeah, whole thing. Yeah, there's
Oh,
some
wow.
stuff that is like there will be some fast follow stuff. We have more like scripting improvements and stuff like that, and actually like the full release of scripting, which still hasn't happened. So scripting's still in like whitelist form.
Mhm.
We've done a bunch of new features, stability fixes that have come recently, and more are coming. That's going to be spread like a little bit after this. So yeah, full thing, but there is a bunch of stuff that's like planned to follow and keep interest and keep people engaged the next weeks to months after this initial launch.
Got it. But yo,
Yep.
guys.
And just and so people know too what to expect with like rollout, and like we thinking currently and the way attention is online, it's really hard to hold people for a long period of time if there isn't a clear like CTA, something clear that people can do.
Mhm.
So the like rollout content stuff's gonna be pretty centered on our core release date. It's not gonna be like, there was a time in crypto where you could do like mystery release coming in 2 weeks, and everyone would be like, wow, I can't wait to see what that is. And there'd be discussion about it for a while and stuff. And I don't think that's how it is now. I think now it's like you want to hit really, really hard when it actually is available, with like maybe a little bit just of pre-hype, but more minimal. Hit really hard, and then the key is to keep the momentum up after. So it's like you'll see that in how we roll out the release content. It's like we want to try our best to like hit like a freight train when it's live, and then keep it up from there, keep the momentum up.
Yeah.
Rather than sort of like mystery, like in 2 weeks there'll be a thing that we aren't going to tell you what it is. At least not on the timeline. It just doesn't. I don't think it works these
Yeah,
days.
not
So,
in this market.
no. It's like show me something that works right now.
Yep.
And I think that's good. I really I think I like it. It's more straightforward.
Like, you gotta post out like just bangers, bangers, bangers. That's it. Like, that's just a playbook right now.
Exactly. Yes. Give people a great product that works. Like I've been saying it a lot recently, but I love the fact that crypto now, in a way, it's tough because the market, provides like less easy capital and stuff to build cool things. But it's kind of like now you just really have to make a cool product, and that's always been our orientation. And so when you look at like Polymarket or Hyperliquid, like they're just
Yeah.
kind of doing the right things. And we've always been, trying to do the same. And gaming, I think, just has longer iteration cycles. It's a hard space to build in. But this is like there's nothing to do but release great products. There's nothing else to distract from that,
Mhm.
which I like. So it's a good thing.
All right, yo. Before we dive into the next set of questions, guys, let's try some games. Here's a you ready for some games? I feel like everyone's here already. Like, we should take a picture here.
Yeah, bro. We're ready. We're ready.
All right,
We've
let's
been
take a
taking
quick
a lot.
picture, yo. Wait, Charles, are you guys in game or no?
Well, I'm in game, but I couldn't get on that shard, so I'm on.
no.
I'm just on a different
All right,
island.
good.
You should
All
talk
right.
to the creators. They might let you in.
Oh, that's so true. That's so true. I don't know. They're so busy right now. I don't know if they'd even help me.
All right, taking some pictures right now. Feel free to use mine in the chat. Guys, if you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chats or interview whenever. Shop some photos. Wait, is this a new island from Fabs to pay? I
Yeah,
haven't
it's a
been
new
here.
island. It's
Is this
got a
a
lot of
scripting
good
one?
games too. No.
All right, let's start some games out, yo.
Well, I do think he has some scripts on some games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
his ultra game here makes you teleport on the people you kill, so
All right, run it,
it's
run
pretty
it, run
nice.
it, run it. Oh, you have a question from
Uh,
Ethan. Are pistol and palms integrated in a different way in this new setup, or will they be used as they are now?
Used more or less as they are now. The token is
So,
going to see like a very
uh,
significant improvement though.
what's the edge of like the palm holders right now? Like for those who are still holding on to their palms and all that for this next big patch.
I think it's basically exactly what we've said before, which is that there's no path to like making palms interesting that
Yeah.
doesn't involve making this game like a huge mass phenomenon. Like that has to be, everything has to be built around that. Everything is on the back of like having something that's super scalably interesting to a lot of people. And so what I can say for sure is we get this out, we get it to a lot more people. We find like we make the game very profitable and have it growing, and like we will ensure that palms are like the kind of foremost premier skin and kind of collectible right in the
Mhm.
game. Like that's kind of always what they've been aimed to be. And there was a period where they were kind of tied up in the airdrop, and that kind of changed what they were for a little bit. But like that's the core thing for them, you know. And so like
Also,
oh yeah, go ahead.
their role in foot traffic earning and rewards is unchanged, so that's going to stay
Yeah.
the same.
That too. That's true.
That multiplier
Yeah, absolutely.
stuff.
Oh wait, I have an important question. Will P2E stop on June 15, or that will still go? Yeah, that is still gonna go on.
So it will continue and in fact intensify for like island creators.
Mhm.
So like creating cool stuff, getting people to visit to it is going to be a big deal, and there's going to be new ways to earn in game that don't look like the current play to earn system. So I don't want to say like play to earn is dead. It's like in fact it's
Yeah.
gonna, I think it's going to become a lot cooler. But the system as you know it, where like I grind playground games and convert those blooms into island token, that will stop. But there's going to be really good things to replace it. They're going to be a little different, but I think they're
Mhm.
going to have way more mass appeal. And for those who like that, who kind of are like, oh, I kind of want to keep that, my best recommendation is like build a really cool island, because we're going to be very hungry for good island creations that leverage the new functionality that comes out around the 15th, and we're going to be featuring stuff super actively. So that'd be my recommendation. Like if you're like don't want that to go away, it's in fact going to be more interesting, I think, and it's potentially lucrative for people who create. So do check that out if you want to keep
I'll
that.
also say, if you're not a creator, don't forget, we just rolled out that you can share your foot traffic earnings with other people. So maybe you're a host, or whatever, you have some other partnership with someone who is a creator. Team up with people, and you'll be able to earn in the same way that you can earn through P2E right now, indefinitely doing that. So I think there's some really cool avenues to earn there, and maybe it's more maintainable than having to run a whole island yourself, host it 24/7. Some of the stuff that was going on early on, where people were really grinding stuff, and we had like Bloomhala, right, where hosting was really the strength.
Yeah.
I think there's opportunities to kind of share the load there, and make islands that are just a great experience, and you're teaming up with
Yes.
people.
And
quick
another
question.
thing I'll say too, just on that topic, is like
Yeah.
for people who just own a bunch of island token, right, and are thinking, oh, well, do I have any way to like leverage it now? Which is a very legit question. That is actually going to be improved. So like you're in fact going to have ways of earning from your island token that involve doing a lot less. So I would get excited about that. It's basically, I can't say enough that like the ways to earn around the whole system as like a passive holder or as a player or a creator,
Yeah.
they're going to be great. is just this one thing that we've relied on as a bootstrap is not going to be there. But we're very much making up for it, both to like hold people who just want to hold, people who want to create, people who want to play. Everyone's going to have something they can do with it.
And Charles, I saw you hopping on one of the creator spaces like 2 days ago, and you mentioned that Nifty Island is going to be the ultimate prize world. Well, what do you actually mean by that?
Yeah, that's what you'll see on the 15th. It was it was when I just saw that space and there were a lot of people in there, and I just, as we get closer, I get a little more leaky because I'm excited to say it all. And so that is kind of, think of that as the new tagline for the game, basically. It's
The ultimate prize
like being
world.
the ultimate prize world. I've been saying this a lot. I kind of like it. Hopefully others do too. But like wholesome kind of Vegas, like not some sort of dystopian like slot machine,
Yeah.
but something really fun and social that just has a little bit of that wagering fun in it. You'll see what I mean when it comes out. It'll be cool. But yeah, ultimate prize world is
Like,
kind
just a
of
bit
our
more.
North Star.
Talking about prizes, what kind of prizes do you mean? Are we talking about NFTs, tokens, and all that?
I'll say I won't say exactly what, but I'll say like there's of course going to be some crypto stuff.
Yeah.
But like I think we're going to have a lot of stuff that surprises people that has a lot more mass appeal.
Uh-huh.
I think one of the big pitfalls of play to earn is that people are like, these games were giving out insane prizes, but they're prizes that are only legible to like a very specific group of people who have taken the time to understand what the prizes are,
True.
right? And so the goal with the next release too is like, can we give out prizes where like anyone gets it, like anyone who sees like a short form piece of content, or someone who stumbles on the game URL and just looks at the homepage briefly is like, oh, hold on, I can win what on the game, So that's what I'll say on that. You'll see what they are.
Wait, Zong, from
Yeah.
your side, how does the prize world vision change? Like what you're building right now? Is this changing the core gameplay, the loop, and all that?
Yeah, it is. It is changing the core gameplay loop. I think it adds a new dimension to the gameplay loop that's necessary. Something to maybe like hopefully be the focus, but complemented by everything else that exists. So like you're hopping back and forth between a bunch of stuff, more like earning stuff, and then like just playing like some of the casual playground games. We'll have like higher quality playground games kind of curated through the premium game system launched at that time, and then also like then just like passive stuff like fishing. And I think what can work well is just having all those things kind of tied in. You get tired of fishing, you hop into something social, you hop into something more earning based. I think it's close with all that stuff and needs like, obviously the system tie it together, which is what we're hoping to do here. And then just like a new injection of players. So there's just always people around. And I think our hope is we're at a place to sustain that with this next launch.
Guys, there is actually a big shift, so feel free to drop your questions right now in the chat. I see one from Big Gun. Oh, we talked about islands earlier, about creating new islands. You have a question about, because we have a ton of islands, so will all the islands be less used in this new setup?
Good question. Great question.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Biggin, by the way. That's thanks for hopping in. So I'm just gonna leave this match because I can't really talk while doing it. So no, I wouldn't worry about that because like the old islands are still going to be great. And what I would recommend is you're going to have new types of experiences you can put on those islands. And I think I would just recommend that like when we released remember when we released zombies, right? It didn't make the old islands useless. It just meant, hey, you should probably have a zombies match there because it's the most popular game. It was the most popular game in Nifty for quite a while. So I wouldn't worry. Like I'd say there'll be some, you'll want to add some stuff, but it's not like, oh, my island is useless now. I would actually say those who have a great island roster are in a way better position to leverage this than anyone else because they already know how to build. Their island can be adapted. It'll be good. I wouldn't worry too much.
There you go. Wait, Charles, this is the one I really want to ask you. When a player loads into Nifty 2.0 and Gen 15, what do you want them to feel? Like, what's the first impression you want these players to have?
I want them to. I think it's a couple things. Like, I want them to feel like it really is something novel and kind of
Yeah.
new and like even a little bit edgy. I think like I think the worst thing you can be right now is to be anywhere in the kind of bad to like a little bit mid category. Like it's almost just like the world we live in terms of products and attention is one where it kind of either stands out and grabs you or it doesn't, or it's just kind of in the heap of things that don't stand out quite enough. It's brutal, it's tough. But so I want someone to feel like this is pretty novel, almost a little edgy, kind of exciting, alluring, and really fun. And I want them to feel like they've never seen anything quite like it. That would be, I think that would be, and I want them to feel like they need to talk about it too. That would be ideal. Yeah.
Wait, are people able to like earn actual prizes from June 15? Like will the whole Ultimate Prize World campaign start from that?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
nice.
That's well, yeah. It might be that certain prizes get added
Yeah.
or changed, but yeah, we really want like the systems we intend to roll out to stand up on that date. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if it wouldn't be a release if there wasn't some kind of mishap where we end up telling you, oh, this thing we intended is going to take 3 more days,
Yeah.
and we're kind of scrambling to get it all in before the full release date. But that's the goal. Yeah.
Zang, how about you? Like these days, like testing days, are the most problematic for dev side. How do you feel about June 15th?
It doesn't matter what the date is. It's going to be the same like feeling of stress. And might as well do it tomorrow, as far as I'm concerned. Just kidding. Yeah, it's always stressful, and it's always a last minute cram. We could be sitting on it for a year from now, we'd still realize something at the last minute. So,
How ready are we
That's
for
how it
the
is.
public testing?
how ready are we?
Yeah, for public testing.
Well, we're going to be using these next couple weeks to their fullest for sure. There's a lot to verify and make sure. Like there's a lot of stuff that we need to be very sure about. So, and yeah, we're just pulling testing together, but we're on track.
Grinding.
We're
Wait a sec,
grinding.
guys. After this game, I'm gonna move to the next island. It's gonna be Normandy Island from us after this one. Pay you
How
holding
ready?
up, Pay?
How ready are you, Six?
What? How ready am
How-
I?
Yeah.
You never know.
You're asking all the questions. Maybe it's time we ask you.
I say 6 is ready.
I don't know.
What do you think about tokens in this market, Six? What do you think
Tokens. I mean, not gonna lie. I don't really know what the meta right now is. The space, it's so dry. Like it hasn't been like this since the last bear. I feel like it's more dry compared to the last bear.
Mhm.
Like there's really nothing to do.
Yeah, in a lot of ways I liked that because I feel like so often the problem we kind of had, like I think throughout the beta, like it's like there's always a new shiny thing that kind of doesn't really make sense, and we kind of all know it's only going to last a few months, but it burns really bright for like 2 months, and that keeps happening over and over again, and it's very hard for like something like a game that takes full attention to hold you. And it's kind of nice in a way that all that's quieted down because I think like when we release this, like I'm not too worried. Oh no, there's going to be a really like some other amazing hyped release at the same day. Like I think it's basically still going to be that like it's kind of quiet and there's like Polymarket and Hyperliquid doing well. That's probably what it's going to be still. I think in a couple of weeks.
What do you think about airdrops these days, Charles? Like, what's your take in it?
Well, so I think maybe I don't know, maybe everybody knows this, I don't know, but like a big core reason that people do airdrops, I'm not saying this is the case for us, but like because I think we had some good reason to do it, but was like you basically you used to not be able to sell people tokens at all, and so like giving them away for free was like something that was more compliant, and so a lot of people did it for that reason, and so you had this combo of like the regulatory environment was a lot tougher than it is today, and market demand for tokens was like irrationally strong. And so that kind of created this world where people would always do an airdrop, and it just kind of worked. But now, like, both of those things are different, right? You're no longer as worried about regulatory. It's still, of course, something to worry about and be careful around, but it's not the same as it was.
Yep.
A lot of projects are doing ICOs and whatnot, and it's seems to be okay. And then additional to that, token demand is not irrationally strong. So if you give it away for free, like, I saw someone posting, I think it was the Pixels guy, Luke, who's a smart guy. He was saying, he's like, it really hurt him. He's like, yeah, like 95% of the airdrop recipients sold their tokens pretty fast or something, And it's like, that's clearly not like tenable. So yeah, I think things will be done pretty differently now. I don't think it will be the same.
And how do you feel like the past cycles, you have a lot of tourists or the farmers, basically, like new people to crypto. And right now, these are just loyalists. We're still staying here no matter what. How do you feel about it? Do you feel like we need these farmers back and all that, or what?
No, we definitely don't need them. Yeah, no, I don't think we need that at all. I think probably the worst thing about building a startup in crypto is you get so much false signal, like bad signal, that's sort of telling you like, oh, you're onto something. Like, Nifty will succeed only if bloom farming or play to earn becomes just a little bit more lucrative, then you'll succeed. And we resisted that impulse a good deal. Like, we never really fully optimized for play to earn. But at the same time, like if we fully optimized for play to earn, we would have just made a clicker game, right? There would have been no game. You would have clicked a button to generate tokens, and that would have been that's like what the market was telling you to build, while we were making like an elaborate game world, basically. And we just were kind of like, I don't think that makes sense. We're not going to do it. But we still did get pulled into that mindset a little bit. And I think farmers are it just doesn't make sense. We all know this. Like, it can't be that like you make a business that just like pays people huge amounts of money to use the product and then they leave immediately after. Like, it just isn't going to work.
Leave after or work worse, like endlessly bought, and you have to spend all your time fixing that. So it's fair for the people who are there for the right reasons, and then they kind of break the whole experience for everybody. And
yeah, we're not farmer. Like, I mean, there's always like a mix. Like, some people like to farm and they really like to play. There's lots of people like that. That's awesome. But the kind of totally pure farming thing where it's like,
I feel like extractors is the word, like an extractor.
Yeah,
right. Extractors are actively harmful.
Yeah,
farmers
most farmers are like kind of on net not going to play unless they can like net extract a lot, basically. So it's like, yeah, so it's I think it's great that that's gone. And it's helps good products. Like, you take something like Polymarket, like, people are using it, and most people, it's EV negative to them to use the product. But they're using it because they think it's really fun and they like it, and some people do make money, and then the information that it produces is socially useful. It's a good product. Like, it seems like very strong. So and I think in our next path, it's in some ways not so different, where it's like, people are going to play. Some people are going to earn a lot, especially creators. I just want to keep highlighting that. That's going to be good. And some players will make money, some players won't. But like, the output of it will be a really rich, vibrant UGC game world that is hopefully more fun and more vibrant than its competitors. So like, yeah, but it can't be like the old school, like, let's make a clicker game on Telegram where you press a button over and over again and get paid to do it. Like I'm very glad that's dead. That was absolutely cancerous. It's horrible. Like, I can seriously remember like talking to like crypto exchanges and when we were doing island token release, and they'd be sort of like, why don't you just have like a Telegram clicker game?
like an island game, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like, because it's really dumb. Because it's probably one of the dumbest. It's probably like deeply, it like almost hurts how like bad that that is. It's just like, it's like, no one thinks this makes sense.
Wait, we have a question from Tufar in the chats. What will happen moving forward with the remaining unminted higher tier legendary farms? Oh yeah, that's actually.
I would say this: we're basically at a full moratorium on. There might be some things in the gotcha, right, over time. Like, we put palms in the gotcha, like, and there might be some that are very, very rare. prizes that are in there. But I would say our overall rule here is there's no sense in issuing lots of new NFT inventory right now. I think that would just be like foolish. And I think what I'd like to see with the high tier bombs, the happy path would be okay, like 1 million people are playing Nifty Island every month. It's a
Yeah.
huge game. Everybody's talking about it. And then we do some really fun, like absolute spectacle, for them. We do something really fun, and we use the giveaway of them as a time to emphasize how cool they are, and get people excited about acquiring them and having them. So, but I just think issuing new NFT inventory right now is like just makes no sense. So we won't be like just pouring palms out into the world, especially like really high tier ones.
You're asking for another palm drop. Palm drop for all the
I get
reasons.
it. That's okay. Oh, right. Yeah. Well, that would be. Yeah. That's interesting. I mean, look, there's definitely people who are deserving of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Zong, we have a question for you. So let's say all goes according to plan. Games spark interest and people join and start playing, and we get a bigger audience or community. At that point, some of the current game nights, etc., would likely get bigger and thus be spread across shards. In that case, would there be a consideration for larger shards?
For sure. So, I mean, there is a consideration for larger shards, and it is high priority. It's just kind of gated behind the release and the ability to get to something like that. So, and there is some low hanging fruit for stuff we can do, but we're just like wall to wall with getting the release out right now. So, yeah, I mean, if the release goes well and we see the opportunity to, that's going to be one of the top priority items for sure.
There you go.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, and just like nice, like simple way, at least as I've come to understand that trade-off is like think of it like whenever we increase shards, everything can break. Like every individual system we have can come under unforeseen stress and break. And so while we're adding more systems and new mechanics, it's a really difficult time to increase shard size because it's like you're trying to make this new thing and then like a really old thing breaks too. It's like, oh no, we need to like rethink terraforming, or oh no,
Yeah.
this is kind of my like basic take. I'm sure there's more to it than that, but like that's at least part of how I think I understand it. So if the next release is crushing it and like the feature sets feels like it's getting very defined and we're not like constantly adding new things like, oh, jet skis are in the game now, then it's like then yeah, like maybe it becomes the right thing to do is to increase the shard size. Jet
Wait,
skis would be
Charles.
cool though. Now that I say that out loud, it's they would be cool.
Yeah.
I also mentioned, I also heard you talking about tokens and all that on that space, Charles, if I remember correctly. You said something like, we want a token that is deflationary and not inflationary. Like that's a big statement, like for break it down for the people who don't live in like tokenomics all day. So what does it actually mean and why does it matter for them?
Yeah. So the thing we were talking about in that space was, like another thing that's kind of like an idea that doesn't work anymore, that used to work was for a while, okay, you could emit lots of new tokens, give them to people for performing cool tasks or reward them. And you could do that quite a lot and get away with it because there's so much demand. And so a lot of conventions were built around that, play to earn and up the incentives and all that. Now I think that like kind of gravity's come back on and census come back together. And if the token is going to have like any value at all, it kind of needs to be that there's more supply. And so it's really like clamped down on the token emission, direct it towards people who are growing the pie. So if you're a creator and people are like flooding into the game because you made something really cool and viral, and it's people are spending lots of money on it, etc. Like, of course, we should be rewarded.
Yeah.
Totally need that. But if the activity isn't like growing the pie, then it doesn't make sense to tie it to inflation or to emit tokens to promote it. And then the thing that we're doing that's pretty cool, and I think people will be kind of surprised by it. It's been done once before. I've seen it, but I haven't seen it much. We basically have a new system that's going to make should make Island Token deflationary over time. It relies on the level of activity in the game and the amount of spend, but it's going to be something that is in addition to the buy have, and it'll be the goal of taking more and more Island Token out of circulation. The more people are playing and spending,
Yeah.
so you'll see what it is when it comes out. We'll explain it, but it'll be cool, and it also presents new opportunities for stakers too. So, yeah, you will see.
Wait, and as you know, like I feel like this launch, we're launching right now into a rough market. Like, does that worry you at all? Like heading to a launch this big, and does that affect the plan basically with this market or not?
I think no, because I think what we've come up with this one is something that just kind of robustly we think makes sense. And there are certain types of products where it doesn't matter as much what the market is. I'm not saying we'll be insulated from it completely, but take poly market again. People want to bet on the future, no matter whether Bitcoin is at 500K or lower, right? In fact, they might want to bet on poly market more because there's not as much to bet on, outside of that. So I think I don't think it matters. I think you just have to make a good product and that people really like, and I don't think it matters. I think in some ways the timing is good.
Guys, by the way, I created a new sticker. It's named 615. You just found that in the chat, just for the tradition, 615, the new day. Wait, are we saying after 615, like after a week, let's say 22nd and all that, are we gonna go full send for this campaign and go public?
Yeah,
Well,
that's the plan.
So 622 is the second date.
yeah, that's the
Right.
one probably to hype, not the first one.
Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
First one we want
Exactly.
some quiet, studious engagement.
That's for the
From the
Illuminati
internal
to know.
community.
You guys are
That's
the Nifty
right.
Island Illuminati. That's
That's right.
that's it. And the normal people will learn a week later.
Mhm.
The normies, we call them.
There you go.
All right, so feel free to use this sticker just in this Discord for now, yo. Wait, talking about the long game. Well, once we get all this ship out and all that, do you think the movies will still onboard Web2 people and all that, or stick
So,
on
yeah,
crypto side?
So I think of it like the goal is definitely to attract a broader audience.
Mhm.
And we want crypto people. And what's nice about what we're doing is it very much appeals to our core crypto audience, but it does so in a way that we think has more resonance with a broader group too. We've spent a bunch of time, I could say, when you're as many of you will know who've worked on projects or whatever, it's hard to tell. You have to really think about what the right thing to do is. And there were times where we thought okay, maybe we just need to fully go only for a kind of a more broad, traditional gamer audience. What I think we've done is threaded the needle well, I hope, is it works for the core crowd. It's going to re-energize a lot of people who already have tried us, maybe haven't played in a long time, maybe still play. And then it's going to do it in a way where again, you look at the poly market, I just think it's such a good example because it's a real company that is doing well. It's crypto people love poly market, but lots of people who don't know about crypto also love poly market, right? It's
Yeah.
and that's where I want to be. I want it. That's we want to take crypto gaming to a place where it's still crypto, but it's something new that people who don't even care about crypto will engage in. And you don't have to be on crypto Twitter to enjoy it. You don't have to know if this meme coin is going to get talked about by this KOL. You don't have to know if your exit liquidity. None of that. You just have to. You can just see the product, take it on its own terms. And if you're someone who's never touched crypto before, there's something very fun and novel that you've never tried anywhere else. That's the goal. Yeah.
What do you think that the poly market did, or where they actually gained traction from the Web2 audience? What did they do right on that angle?
I think two things basically. I mean, I think they built something that fundamentally is interesting. Like it's just like it is fun to bet on things that are going to happen. You know,
Uh-huh.
it is fun.
On the future.
And it produces and it produces content like information that other people want to consume, even if they don't want to wager, which is amazing. So they've got a built-in virality mechanism. It's intuitively great. And then the second thing is perseverance, right? Because they've been doing it
Mhm.
for a long time. I mean, I think they started a little before us, like a little chunk before us. And there was long periods where like it was not obviously a great company.
Yeah.
And there were periods where it seemed like it might be a company that wasn't even allowed to exist. It was very difficult path. And they just kept going. So I think that's the two things. You know, it really just is just like try to build something that people love and keep going and try not to die or give up uh, over a long period of time. That's basically it. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of other things you could say.
Mhm. You think like if companies like this didn't launch in the crypto space, you think they would still hit?
Uh, I think there's a lot of stuff that just only appeals to like a very particular kind of temporary crypto game that people are playing, right? Which is kind of like the Binance game. It's just
Yeah.
sort of like do a thing that gets loud enough so other people think it's worthwhile. So Binance lists it. So you can put out a cool tweet so the price can move. Like there was a whole, I think we just lived through a whole world of stuff that was kind of playing its own weird, insular, speculative game. And I think that is kind of over now. And I think now you just have no choice but to build something good. And
Mhm.
again, I think that's really a good thing because we've sort of, I think our team, we're not perfect by any means. We've definitely like indulged in the crypto kind of like craziness, you know, the sort of more pointless like hype games. Like it is you just kind of have to do it a little bit. But we've always tried to focus primarily on making something really good. And I think that's the only thing there is to do now. There's nothing else
Yep.
to do.
Just as you saw in the timeline, like lots of game studios are actually shutting down. Like it's crazy how we're still holding up since like 2021. Like how do you feel about that?
I know. Yeah, Zach and I just really don't know. We just aren't really. I don't know. We're just down to keep going. I don't know. It's yeah. It's and I think too. I think part of it also though is some of these things that shut down. Like I'm not saying all of them,
Yeah.
but some of them probably were never really doing something that they believed
True.
in very much. You know, like you're making some clone of a shooter game that
Mhm.
doesn't need to exist that has a token. You know, so it's just like I often think it's just like you just look at how the genesis of the idea and it will tell you a lot about how it's all going
Yeah.
to turn out. Like if it's a bunch of kind of somewhat cynical people who want to pump a token getting together to like clone a game that already exists, you know, it's like, yeah, they're going to quit pretty fast when it no longer is lucrative. But for us, like we just really wanted to make something cool. Like I think
Uh-huh.
that's for Zach and I like fully the motivation, you know, we want to make something really cool. And yes, we want it to be sustainable and profitable, of course. But we just really want to make something cool, and so that's the reason I think we kept doing it pretty much.
Zong, Zong, back in 2021, what was your vision for Nifty? Like, what was your end goal for Nifty back in 2021?
I mean, back in 2021, we were there was so much more discourse around like metaverse, right?
Yeah.
And we were like, well, we're going to make the metaverse, and that has evolved obviously over the years to sort of what we found people actually care about. There was this. I mean, there's some people that are like true metaverse is the only way, and like I think we have a lot of metaverse aspects. We tried to take like the best of them, and then there's certain things where we've said, well, you know, is that really what people want? Um, how it has evolved, I think we've indexed more for like I mean, it's just evolved so much.
Yeah.
We've kind of just watched people play and tried to choose like the best happy medium of what people want and what we think will
Mhm.
get people coming back. Um, Obviously, you know, gauging that with like all the other factors. Um, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we wanted at that time that did become a reality. Like at first we weren't sure if we would like get to the point where we'd have like fishing, and now we have like a pretty like robust fishing system. Obviously, we thought maybe we'd have vehicles and stuff by
Yeah.
now, and like the ability to like kind of traverse to other islands in a boat, all that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff that we'd still, and like like a single player, or not a single player mode, but like a story mode, more of a campaign, all that kind of stuff that we still want to do, but we need to kind of hit the niche first, right? We need to make something sustainable, and yeah.
There we
So
are now.
vision is just adapting. It's just been constantly adapting.
Yep. Charles, I feel like these are the last 5 minutes of this session. So do you want to remind them on what's coming on June 15th?
Yes, for sure. Yeah. So June 15 is our date for releasing this new version to all of you. So it would be kind of like a release that's only advertised here in Discord so that you all can help us improve it. And then a week later, we go kind of full all-in attempt to get it out to a lot more people. So if you want to be, I know many of you do, and we really appreciate people for playing and supporting. I would say the best thing you can do is we're gonna have this campfire. It'll be on that June 15th, let's say. We'll announce it, but I'm pretty sure that's the day it will be. There's going to be not only things to talk about, but things to actually play with and try, which is going to be super fun. And I'd say the best thing you can do if you really want to try to make this a success with us is find as many people as you can who maybe liked Nifty in the past, are vocal, creators, or just really avid players, people who maybe, you've been saying should try Nifty but haven't yet, or tried it back when the P2A was happening. And this is a great time where it's like grab 5 of them, heck, grab 10, grab 2,
Yeah.
as many as you can, and bring them to that campfire. We're going to be doing that ourselves too, so it's not just on you guys. I'm going to be kind of making the rounds and checking in with some people. And if we can really stack that initial campfire where it's like really popping, there's a lot of us, and we get a lot of people into kind of the inner circle of it, what it's going to do is it means when we do the public release, there's this big active group that's playing it that's like significantly larger than the group that's playing it now. And it will mean when people come in, it feels really alive and populated. It means more people are going to build cool islands with the new tools, so we can show that off to people. And I think the key thing too, just even to think about it in your own like self-interest, is you get to see this early. There's going to be like a referral system. There's going to be new ways to earn by creating. If you show up early, like you're going to understand those things better than anyone else, and you'll be able to benefit from them. So, I think it's that's what I'd say. Really would appreciate people hitting people up and saying, "Hey, I know you haven't played Nifty in a while, but like it sounds like these guys are actually cooking, and they're about to drop something big. Come join. You can see it for yourself. They don't have to take our word for it. They can just hop into the campfire and see if they like it, and play it for themselves. So that would be great. Would really appreciate that.
2 more weeks, guys. It's gonna be a banger timeline, yo. But yeah, before we end this session, we're gonna ruffle up 3,000 dumps to 5 winners and 4 legendary pistols. If we can now run the raffle.